Hello students, I am Mrs. Rupali Brahme from Deccan Education Society's Ferguson College, Pune. Students, we are going to start with the chapter that is server-side scripting PHP today. Up till now, we have learned how to create static web pages by using HTML5. We have also tested the page by using SEO. But how to save the data at the backend on the server? If you want to learn it, you have to learn the PHP. So let us begin with the PHP, that is a server-side scripting which is executed on the server. We will see the syntax, we will learn how to save at the backend. We will also learn the loops and control structures from the PHP. Let us begin with the presentation. Students, let us begin with the chapter 5, that is a server-side scripting. So what PHP stands for? That PHP is a hypertext preprocessor. So it is a widely used open source scripting language. You need to remember this for your online examination, that PHP stands for hypertext preprocessor. Students, it's an open source, that also you must remember over here. PHP scripts are executed on the server and by the server. So web server executes the code written inside the PHP scripts. So PHP is free to download and use. You can try out the PHP if you have a computer at your home. PHP can generate dynamic web page content, so that is one of the application of the PHP. PHP can create, open, read, delete, close files on related to the server can be done by using the PHP. Students, you might have a Gmail account or any of the email account. So in that email account, when you give the username and password, at that time your data is checked by the server whether it is correct or not. Such data or any of the data which is going to be checked by the server is written inside the PHP language. So PHP can be used for collecting the form data, means whatever login name and password you will give, that will be sent to the server and that is collected by using the PHP scripts. PHP can send and receive cookies as well. Cookies are nothing but a small text information regarding the users. PHP can add, delete, modify data in your database. So what is a database? Database is nothing but the combination of rows and columns are there, like Excel, which can be used to store the data. So PHP can be used to control the user access. PHP also can encrypt the data. So let us see what are other programming languages used for server-side programming. Along with the PHP, Java and JSP is also used for server-side scripting. Python is also used for writing server-side programming. PHP mainly focuses on server-side scripting, which is used to collect the form data, generate dynamic page content, or send and receive cookies. Students, remember that PHP hides the code from the end user. That's why the code is secured on the server. Let us remember these points for the examination. PHP runs on various platforms, like it is supported by many of the operating systems like Windows, Linux, Mac OS, etc. PHP is compatible with almost all servers used today. For example, it is compatible with XAMPP. What XAMPP stands for? X stands for cross-platform, A stands for Apache server, M stands for MySQL, P is for PHP, and P for Perl. So this is XAMPP server. You can make use of this server for executing your PHP programs. This is free to download and I will let you know the link for downloading it. So this is a link to download it. So here Nginx server is also there. It's pronounced as Nginx, and Apache IIS, which is of Windows web server, and Light TPD is also one of the server which is compatible with the PHP. So PHP is compatible with all these servers, web servers. So PHP supports wide range of databases. When you want to save your data in the databases, there are many databases available like MySQL. So you can save your data by using the PHP and databases. PHP is free. It's open source. So download it from official website. You can download it by using the website www.php.net. PHP is very easy to learn and you can run the programs written in the PHP efficiently on the server side. To download XAMPP server, you have to type this one, or you may type in the Google XAMPP server. So over there you will find apachefriends.org link. You need to click on this link. Once you will get that in the Google, you can download version for your Windows. If you are using the Linux or any other operating system, you may download the same version for it. You may download the compatible version of it. So students, these names you are supposed to remember. These are the names of the servers along with which the PHP is compatible. So this is important for the examination. For 2 correct answer or 3 correct answer, the question may be asked on this. So once you install the server on your computer, it will ask you whether to open the control panel or of the XAMPP server. Once you open the control panel, you will find something like this, whichever is on your screen. So here you have to click on this start. Once you click on this start, it will start the service and the button will be showing the stop word over there. Similarly, over here, you are supposed to click on this start for the MySQL if you want to save the data at the backend, MySQL if you want to make use of. So like this 2 buttons, you may make it like this 2 buttons you may start. So here, if you want to find out where the control panel of XAMPP icon is there, so on your taskbar in the bottom right corner, you will find the icon of the XAMPP server. So here you can click on that icon. If you are not finding that icon, you need to, if it is your Windows 10 operating system, you can click on this start button and you can scroll to get the XAMPP, and just you have to click on the XAMPP to start the service. The control panel you can get it over here. So this is the path where you can get the XAMPP control panel. Let us see what is server-side scripting. A server is a computer that serves as a central depository. Let us see what is server-side scripting. A server is a computer system that serves as a central repository of data and programs, and it's shared by clients. Students, you need to remember the word server for the fill in the blanks. Server can be a computer system or it can be a program as well. So server-side scripting, if you want to make use of, then you have to have the server-side environment which can run the scripting languages, and the server-side environment that runs the scripting language is called as a web server. So you need to remember the web server word as well for the fill in the blanks. The server takes the request of the user and it executes the scripts depending on the user's request, and it sends the HTML file to the client browser. It is usually used to provide interactive websites that interfaces with the database or other data stores on the server. Let us learn the features of PHP. Students, you need to remember the features for short answer question. So what it is, it's a simple and easy to use as compared with the other scripting languages. It is faster than other scripting languages like JSP and ASP. It is interpreted, means there is no need of the compiler or compilation for the PHP program. Interpreter will provides you the errors whatever are there in the scripts. Real-time access monitoring means the PHP provides access logging by creating the summary of recent accesses by the users. Error reporting means PHP has some predefined error reporting constants to generate a warning or error notice. It's an open source and free software. Anyone can download it easily and can use it without paying anything for the PHP code. So it's a platform independent. Just now we have seen various operating systems which supports the PHP. So that's why it's called as platform independent scripting language. It's a case sensitive. What case sensitive means? If you are writing the PHP code in any of the case, still it works, but the variables written in the PHP are case sensitive. Variables means if you write small a and capital A to different variable, so that will be considered as different variables, not a single variable. So small a, capital A will be treated as two different variables. So last feature is loosely typed language. Loosely typed language means PHP supports the variable usage without declaration of the variable. So these are all the features of PHP. Let us begin with how to add and where to add the PHP code. Students, observe over here. The code is written by using this syntax which is in front of you. The less than sign, exclamatory mark, the keyword PHP is written to start with the code. So this will tell the computer that the PHP code is getting started, and question mark and greater than sign will tell the computer that here the code has ended. You can embed your PHP program inside the HTML program, or you can write simply the code like this, whichever is in front of you, simple like this, the less than sign PHP followed by the whatever code you want to write, and then after that greater question mark and greater than sign. So extension of the PHP file is .php. This is very important for the point of examination as well as for your practical examination. When you will save your file, you must give the extension .php for your file. Students, do remember, while saving your file in the notepad, you need to type the code in the notepad and or any of the editor, and while saving you need not have to give .txt extension over there. So you need to check that extension is .php. PHP files are generally contains HTML tags and some PHP scripting code. So this is extension, and let us see simple code. This is a simple code which displays the hello welcome PHP programming on your web page. Observe over here, students, I have just used h1 tag, and after h1 tag inside my HTML code I have inserted the PHP code. To insert the PHP code or embed a PHP code, I have used less than sign, question mark followed by PHP, and then question mark and greater than sign. So this is the way to embed PHP code inside the HTML code. So if I execute this code, I will be getting the output like this. But how to save this and how to get the output like HTML? No. So what is the difference then? So let us see what are the steps to execute it. First step is create a folder to save the PHP programs in the directory. Once you install your XAMPP server, you will find this folder in your computer. If you are not finding this folder in Windows, if you are using the XAMPP server, then you will find this folder in your computer on C drive. In this folder, you will create your own folder. For example, to save my programs, I have created my PHP folder. Students, directly also you can save in this folder, but better to create your own folder to save your PHP files. So I have just given one example. My PHP file folder I have created in this particular folder. If you are using a Linux operating system, you need to create a folder in the root directory where www and in HTML. So these are the folders, subfolders in which you are going to create your own folder where you are going to save the PHP file. Students, these two are the root directories for the PHP server. So you need to save your PHP program in these folders only. So once you save your program in this my PHP folders, so first you need to type the PHP program in using any of the text editor. You can make use of the notepad, or for the Linux or Unix, you may make use of the gedit. You need to save that by giving some name. Here I gave the name first, followed by the extension .php. And now I am saving that in my PHP folder because I have created that. You may create a folder of your roll number where you can save your PHP files. While saving the PHP files, you have to select, instead of the text document, you may choose all files in the notepad so that it will be saved by giving extension .php. After that, the fourth step is you have to open any of the browser and you need to type the path something like this. This is a major difference over there. For execution of HTML files, what you just double click for the HTML file icon. So here you are not supposed to double click on the icon to execute it. To execute the PHP file, you need to type the path. This is important. I have to type this http:// localhost / name of my folder. Suppose if you create a folder of your roll number, you will type your roll number over here. So / followed by name of the file. So this is the name of the file. I can type over here either, or I will just type simply only this. If I type simply this one and I have saved my file in this folder, then that will be shown to me. This is the path where I have saved my file, and if I save my file over here, it will show me something like this. So observe over here, it will execute the server and it will show me the output like this. It will show the files available with my directory. So here the files, I have two files over here. Observe over here the first file. This is the first file and having, which has, though I have given extension PHP, by default it has taken extension .txt. Why? Because I have not chosen all files over there. Instead, I have just chosen text document. If I execute it like this, I will get the code in the output and I will not get exact output. It will show your PHP code on your web page. So if I want to get the output, I need to check whether my extension is .php or not, like this. So let us see what are the variables supported by PHP. Students, we have used var keyword in JavaScript for declaring the variable. So what is a variable? We already aware about it. Still, I will repeat over here. Variable is a symbol or a name that stands for a value. Means if you want to store some value, you declare some name over there. So that we call it as a variable. For example, you write in mass latex. So that means it's a variable which may have the value which may change during the program execution. Variables are used for storing values that can be in the number format or character format, or that can be memory addresses. Now here, what are the rules for declaring the PHP variables? So here are the rules. First rule is variable must start with the $sign. So this is the major difference. We have not used dollar in any of the programming language, but PHP requires a $sign here followed by the name of the variable. So this $sign is important over here, followed by the variable name. A variable name must start with the letter or a underscore character. So what is underscore character? This is underscore character and it's not a dash. So inside the variable name, there must be letter or underscore, or that can be a number as well. So here you can't start your variable name with a number. So letter is allowed, underscore is allowed for the beginning, but you cannot start the variable name with a number. So if I keep the variable name something like this, 24 roll, so this is beginning with the number, so obviously not allowed. So if you want to have the variable name alphanumeric characters, you can make use of that, but beginning must be with a letter or underscore. You can make use of the numbers, but that should be later. Students, do remember the underscore symbol over here. It's not a dash. Variable name are case sensitive. You may observe on your screen, I have used 3 variable names over here. In small letters, age variable I have declared, dollar I have used for declaration. Then second is capital A over here, and all 3 letters of age are capital. So these 3 will be treated as 3 different variables, and I can store 3 different age numbers over here in these variables. So variable names are case sensitive in PHP, whereas the keywords, if you write, that are not case sensitive in PHP. Means if, else, for, loop, whatever we are keywords we will be using that are not case sensitive. Let us see how to give the comments in PHP. What is comment? The comment is the code which or some information which you want to hide from the compiler or from the interpreter. So here is the way to write down the extra information in your program that can be used by other programmers or maybe the other visitors who will read out your program. So // and hash is used for giving the single line comment. You need to remember this for the examination, because the question may come, which symbols are used for giving the single line comment in PHP. So it's a // or hash, any of it you may give, so that whatever the next you are writing after these 2 symbols will be omitted by the interpreter. Students, multi-line comment if you want to give, you have to make use of /* and that should end with */. So this is a // Remember, these two are also forward slash. So whatever you will write between this and this will not be read by the interpreter. So this is a single line comment and this is a multi-line comment. Students, do not have confusion between the starting and ending of this. This is forward slash star and star forward slash. So let us go for the PHP data types. So PHP supports 6 data types: string, integer, float, boolean, array, and null. String data type stores number of characters. Integer stores the integer value or numerical value. Float stores the decimal point numbers. Boolean value stores true or false value. And array is a name given to the multiple values where the same data type can be stored inside a single name. Here, let us go for the variable scope in the PHP. So you need to remember for the examination these variable scopes. There are 3 types of variable scopes in the PHP. So what is variable scope and what these types means? Local, static, and global means. We are going to see this by example. What do you mean by local scope of a variable? What do you mean by static scope of a variable? And what is a global variable means? So let us go for it one by one after this function. Let us see how to write on a function first. So to write a function, that is user defined function in PHP, you need to start with a keyword function. So same thing we are doing in JavaScript as well. To write a user defined function, we write the keyword function followed by name of the function, and function always starts with a curly bracket and ends with a curly bracket. So starting curly bracket and ending curly bracket contains the code to be executed by the function. So here is a sample PHP function. Now this echo word is used for printing something on your page. Now this hello everyone will be printed when user will call the function my function. The name of the function can be given by you. It should be without a space. So here I wrote the name of the function. There is no space between round brackets over here. So after the name of the function, there is a semicolon. Observe the syntax of the PHP. Here you will find the semicolon after this statement. So this syntax is important. If you miss out to give this semicolon, it will give the error to you. So here I have started the code with the less than sign question mark followed by the PHP and ended it with question mark and greater than sign. Between that, I wrote the PHP code. In this, I wrote a simple user defined function. By writing this statement, it will call out the function. And what is a function? Only one statement is there in this function, that is to print hello everyone. So this echo is going to print whatever you are writing inside the double quote of the echo. So if I execute this program, it is going to show me hello everyone. Students, do remember this one for the fill in the blanks. A user defined function declaration starts with the word dash. So it starts with the word function. Students, let us learn the scope of variables, that is local and global, by using this program. This is a simple program which will let you know how the scope is local and global. Students, observe over here the variable b. Variable b has 20 value which is declared inside the function curly bracket. This means the variable b is local for this function. If you observe in the output, when I am printing the value of variable b inside the function, it is showing me value 20 over here. And if I try to print the value of b outside the function, then it is not showing me any value and it is saying that variable b is undefined, it is not available. Why? Because the scope of the variable b is local in this case. Local variable has access inside the function only, which is the b variable. Students, observe the variable c over here. This c variable is global over here. I wrote the keyword global for variable c. So global variable must be declared above the function, not inside the function. So here I have declared the variable c as I have initialized 15 and I have wrote here the global keyword. Because of this global keyword, I can access the value of C inside the function as well. So here you can observe inside the function I have got the output as 15, and even if I try to access this outside, still it will give me the value 15 because it's a global variable. If I try to access the variable which is outside the function, but if I try to print the value of A inside the function, observe I am not getting the output over here because A is not declared as a global, whereas C is declared as a global, so I am getting the output over here. So this is all about the local and global declaration of the variable. Students, let us learn what is static variables. When I make use of the keyword static in front of the variable declaration, then that variable name has value static. What is static value means? Here the value is 0 inside the function, which is initialized inside the function, but now I am calling the function thrice. Students, while calling the function, you just need to write down the name of the function. Now the function will be called first. I have declared the function my function over here. Now this my function will be called first. In this, the count variable will be initialized to 0 first when it will execute the function first time. After that, this is a post increment operator. This means count is equal to count plus 1. So this will increment counter by 1 and echo count will print this 1. Now after that, it will go to the next line because of the break tag which is written inside the echo, and it will come to the next line. Again I am calling the same function twice. Now here, though the variable is inside the function, still it is having the value 1. It has not changed again to the 0 because of the static keyword over here. Students, do remember, if I don't make use of the static keyword and if I call the function thrice like this, the counter will be initialized to 0 again and again. But I don't want to have this value of count again 0. I want to increment by 1 next time, means 1 plus 1 I want to do. So this, because of the keyword static, it's not reinitializing the value to 0. So value of the count variable now will be incremented by 1 by this statement count plus plus. So because of that, it will print 2, and when third time I will call the function again, it will increment the value of the count by 1 again, and because of the keyword static, it is printing 1, 2, 3. If I don't make use of the keyword static over here, this will be 1, 3 times it will print. So this is the use of the static keyword, that the variable will retain its value outside the function as well. Students, we have started learning PHP, that is server-side scripting language, and this language is free, open source. We have seen how to install and take the PHP server, as well as how to write simple PHP programs by using echo statement as well as the less than sign, question mark, PHP, and question mark, greater than sign. How to embed PHP program in your computer, in your root directory, that we have seen. How to execute, that also we will learn today. So in the next lecture, we will see the static variable, its declaration, we will learn ifs, control statement, we will learn for loop and other syntax from PHP.